What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy CalLive here, bringing you another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video, and today we are going to be playing something a little different. We're playing Sprights with a twist. That's right, we are playing Sprights mixed with like BYSTIAL Synchrons. This deck is super fun, bro. I actually really been enjoying this build. Now, I got this idea actually from my boy Tyree. Tyree was playing a deck kind of similar to this on stream. I just switched things slightly up a little bit. But without further ado, if you're new to the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as I would really appreciate it, because we are on our way to, I believe, 3,000 subscribers, and it would be really amazing if we could go ahead and get that. Anyways, let's start up with the build. We are playing one side frame driver, 3 maxis, 1 black ring Shargna, of the Warning Moon. Now, this card right here you can actually obtain from the structure deck, so don't worry about it being UR. It's only 500 gems. We also are playing Nimble Angler. We're playing 2 copies of Gamma, 3 copies of Nimble Beaver, and then 2 copies of Shinobi Necro. Now, I've been kind of bouncing back and forth if I want to play this at 2, if I want to play it at 3. I haven't really decided yet. Right now I think 2 is a sweet spot, and then after that, we are going to be playing 2 Sprite Blues, 1 Jet, 1 Red, and then 1 Carrot. So, like you can see, it's a very miniature Sprite package. From there, we are playing 2 Assault Synchrons. I would be playing this at 3, but I only have 2. And then we're playing 3 Ash Blossoms, 1 Corridor, 1 Magna Hut, 3 Sauniers, 1 Drewsworm, 2 Baldrakes, and then finally 3 Lubellians. As for spells, we are playing 1 Tuning, 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent, 1 Branded Regained, 2 Emergency Teleports, 1 Starter, 1 Smasher, and then 1 Beast. Now, if you're wondering, Cal, why are you only playing 1 Starter? The thing is, I really don't want to see this card. If we see this card, we're not going to be able to go into our Synchros unless it's later on within the combo. So I would like to see other cards. We can search this card out with the Jet, so it's really not an issue. But yeah, basically you want to go into your plays first and then get into the combos, the Sprite package later. Now, as far as our extra deck, we are playing 1 Colossus, 1 Herald of Arclight, 1 Cupid Pitch. This is one of my favorite cards. I'm so happy that this card is so cheap. I do miss being able to use this with Hulk, but you know, it is what it is. We are playing Draco Berserker, 1 Chaos Ruler, 1 Accel Synchron, 1 Baron de Fleur, 1 Sorso Changing, 1 Gigantic, 1 IP, 1 Dark, 1 Elf, 1 Sprint, and then finally the last 2 being Unicorn and Underworld Goddess. Now, if you guys do like this video, please tell me what you like about this video the most, whether it be the synchros, the links, or the XCs. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so we're going to be starting off by going with the Nimble Beaver. We are going to get maxied, but it's a-okay because your boy is going to be using Ash to save the day. Now, Ash is super good here, and as much as I hate this card, I love this card in this situation because we do lose really bad to Ash Blossom. Anyways, we're going to go grab blue, and then from there, we're going to summon out the Jet to grab ourselves a Smashers. I don't go for starters just because I know we really don't need it, and Smashers is a nice little play to get out of binds. We're going to then go into Sprite Sprint, milling out Shinobi Necro. Now we're going to use Saunier to banish Shinobi Necro to summon out our Shinobi Necro back to the field. From there, I decide it's time for me to do some nice looking synchro plays as we go into Cupid Pitch. Now, Cupid Pitch is going to be our way of searching for Nemesis Corridor. As I decrease our level, this is going to allow me to go into a Chaos Ruler. Oh my gosh, this is so disgusting. Chaos Ruler is going to chain block. This is going to allow me to then chain block with the Saunier. So 3 chain blocks, and we get to send the Lubellian. I mean, it's the best of both worlds, right? So anyways, as you can see, we're searching. What are we gonna grab? We actually end up grabbing the Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron is such a good card. This card, I don't know why this card was printed and can be used in other decks, but yeah, it should be only allowed to be used in Stardust Dragon decks, but whatever. But anyways, as you guys can see, we're gonna get ourselves a Thunder Dragon Colossus. I do make a misplay. I will point that out because I put my Colossus in the wrong zone. Right, but anyways, we're going to go ahead and summon out our Chaos Ruler, Chaos Ruler is going to allow me to now get off some more plays. But as you guys can see, here comes the gigantic sprite. With the gigantic sprite onto the field, we're gonna use the carrot and the chaos ruler to make ourselves into a sprite elf. Sprite elf is then going to be allowing me to summon out the nimble beaver. This way we can summon out synchron, and yes, you guessed it, here comes a herald of arc light. This deck is so incredible. So not only do we have a floodgate, we have a negate, we have another floodgate, we have the gigantic sprite, which was going to allow me to summon out the red. We had a branded beast, and we had 2 untargetable cards. Really disgusting. Let's get into the next replay. Number 2, and we are going to be going first, and we're going to start out with the Lubellion. Lubellion is going to allow me to grab Magna Hut, and I'm actually going to banish my Lubellion because I have 2 in my hand, so I really don't need the second copy that much. That way I can summon out the other Lubellion. From there, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a regained, and then we're going to go ahead and get the synchro going. That's right, we're synchroing. Oh, actually we go in sprint. I literally forgot we went sprint. That's right, I wanted to toss a card in the graveyard, so there goes Nimble Angler. That way we can summon out 2 of our Nimble Beavers. From there, we're going to go ahead and synchro into a Cupid Pitch. This is when we start to get the plays going. As you guys can see, we are now going to go ahead and make a really nice chaos ruler. I know people hate this card. I'm surprised this card is still legal in this game, bro. Once again, as you guys saw before, we are chain blocking. So here we go. What are we finding? What are we finding? There we go. We got the Solanaire. That was all we needed. We just needed 1 bestial card, and we are in a good spot. Here comes the Nemesis Corridor to our hand. So you guys guess what's coming to us? A Thunder Dragon Colossus. From there, we're gonna banish off our Shinobi Necro. Shinobi Necro will summon itself by being banished, and then from there, we are not actually going to activate the regained, because by activating regained, our Shinobi Necro wouldn't have come to the field. But we do get now a Baron de Fleur, and now because Shinobi Necro got banished again, we activate the regained, and guess what we get? A Sprite Red. Oof. So here we go. They decide to scoop. They don't want to see no more. This deck is just too toxic, bro. We still had more plays that we could have went into, but no pain, no gain. Decided there was nothing but pain. Let's get into the next replay. Okay, so for this replay, we are actually going to be watching my boy Tinsley or Tyree play. Tyree is the one that gave me the deck credit, so I decided I need to go show off what he can do with his own deck. Like I said, I did make a little minor difference when it came to my build and his build, but as you can see, it's still roughly the same. He has the imperms. I do not play imperm in my build. I play triple attack talents because that card is just broken. But as you can see, imperm actually does clutch today, as it stops them from getting into their runic card. From here, they do have the inspector border. He's going to use Cypher and Gamma, emergency teleport to get the Gamma onto the field. Use Shinobi Necro. That way he can go ahead and immediately make it Onibamaru. Now this card is really smart, but then he does get solemned, and that's going to really hurt. So Solemn Judgment. From there, he's going to have to summon out Bestial Baldrake, which is fine, but then he goes for the attack, and guess what? There's a Slumber. Slumber is going to be banishing cards while also protecting his Inspector Border. Now Inspector Border is really busted card. Honestly, this card, I don't know why they ever printed a card like this, but you luckily can play around it because he has a fusion card on the field. From there, they're going to go ahead and get the Runic Tip. The Runic Tech grabs the fountain, so he's sitting a little pretty. He does go into the battle phase, that way he can skip it and he can attack next turn. He's going to then now have to be facing up against a Bestial Baldrake and a Drew Swarm. However, guess what? He had a second Slumber, so Tyree is still able to go ahead and destroy that because he had another Bestial, which is really good. From there, he's going to use the Maxi and the Drew Swarm to go to make an Elf. Drew Swarm is going to go ahead and get rid of the Huggin. Elf is going to summon out Necro. However, they will go ahead and use the Runic Dispelling to summon out a second Huggin, which I don't really know about this play. I think this play was not really the greatest, especially when you toss out Solemn Judgment. That card is huge. He could have probably went for something a little different to gain some more life points back, right? He could have went for a Moonin, but either way, this is his fault. So now, guess what? Here comes the Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler is searching, and guess what? He does hit. He finds himself the Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron is such a broken card. I will say this. forever, bro. From here, the angler also is able to summon out 2 beavers, which is huge. So he went like really plus off that play, because it's like basically a plus story if you really think about it, because not only does he have assault synchron that he was able to summon to get a changing, he also milled the nimble angler to summon out 2 beavers, and then he also had the power of Lubellion Engrave. And now with Chaos Ruler summoning himself back onto the field, he would have attributed the that card, that way he can go ahead and get a Lubellion. So nice plays. He would have had a nice little setup. And honestly, this deck cannot fight, like the Inspector Border cannot fight against Changing, because once he banishes the Chaos, once he summons using Chaos Ruler, he just banishes off the fountain, and at that point it's just GG's. Let's get into the next one though. All right, so for this one, we are going to be going first again. My boy Tyree is going to get the Gamma onto the field, that way he can get blue, and then he can get himself a Jet. Now he does have the starter. Once again, remember, we don't always want to use starter until like kind of the end of the combos, so we're gonna go into Cupid Pitch. Cupid Pitch is then going to increase the level. This way he can go ahead and make himself a Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler is going to search. Let's see if he's able to find anything off this ruler. Even if he doesn't, he still does get himself a Nemesis Corridor, so that's really nice. So let's see. It would have been really risky though if the Nemesis Corridor did get milled there. Luckily it did not, but he is able to get himself a Solitaire. From there, we are going to get ourselves going with a Maschiana. Now I remember him telling me why he was doing this. He said he was going for a more greedy play, so I understand. Sometimes when I'm playing this deck too, I notice I'm going for a lot of greedy plays for no reason. But he does get himself a Thunder Dragon Colossus. He is going to banish 2 cards to get himself now the Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler will then go ahead and get tributed to get himself the Bestial Lubellion. Bestial Lubellion is going to go ahead and get the Regained. Look at that, Royal Finish Regained. Now he's going to go ahead and go into the Sprite starter to get himself going with a Sprite Elf. Now Sprite Elf is going to summon a card, and he's going to get himself the Carrot. So right now this board may not look like the greatest, but if we were to pause and think about this board, he has not only a floodgate here that's going to stop them from adding a card to their hand. He has a spell trap negate. He has a summon on the main phase, and then he has the IP, and y'all know what IP does, while also having the power of Ash Blossom for another interruption, and Drew Swarm for another interruption. Plus, when Drew Swarm banishes, guess what? That is going to be a free card from the Regained. However, there was such a thing as the Heartbeat. So from here, they're going to activate Scream. Scream is going to get I'm trying to remember, does he negate that? Oh no, he didn't negate Scream, but he does get hit with Super Poly. So there goes the Drago's Tapelia, which does suck. From here, he is going to Ash the Scream. I think that's why he held off on it, because he knew he can Ash it, and they did summon out this, right? So at this point, the only thing left that I think this player can do is probably go into Dark. I think that's literally their only play, Dark, and then go. That way they can grab themselves probably the IP, right? That'd be the best card for them to grab here. Let's see what they, yep, IP. But do we have Drew Swarm? Drew Swarm will banish that card, allowing them to miss. And if this is their own field after like literally super polying, that's actually really bad. So look at that, he does draw into Shinobi Necro. Shinobi Necro would have just cooked at that point. Like there was no beating that. But yeah, as you can see, this deck is crazy. Anyways, let's get into one more match. All right, for the last video of the day, we are going to be looking at another Tyree replay, and we're going to start off with the Nimble Beaver. We are going to get maxis, but guess what? We have Ash, so we are good. We are chilling. Ash is going to be saving the day. As much as I hate this card, oh my god, we do enjoy it in this situation. From there, we are going to go ahead and get ourselves another Nimble Beaver on the field. We're going to summon out the Assault Synchron. From here, we're going to go into a Cupid Pitch. Now, Cupid Pitch is such a good card. Like I said earlier, I really enjoy this card. This card is just chef kiss, bro. I really wish they would kind of bring Hulk back so I can like do Cupid Pitch Hulk shenanigans, but you know, it is what it is. From here, we are going to go into Chaos Ruler from the Cupid Pitch. We're going to chain block for the Cupid Pitch here. Let's see if we could hit anything. And let's see, what do we find? What do we find? We actually end up finding the Blackwing. So there we go. And from there we can get ourselves a Nemesis Corridor. At this point, he's going to then go ahead and go into the Baron de Fleur. So now we have a Baron onto the field. We're going to use Chaos Ruler. Chaos Ruler is going to banish 2 cards. Shinobi Necro being in the graveyard is huge because now he can summon that off from being banished, and then we can use Nemesis Corridor, he can be pitched back in the deck, get ourselves a Colossus. So at this point, he does what I did earlier, where we put the card in the wrong slot, because here comes Sprite Elf. If he would have put it here, Elf would have been untargetable. I mean, Colossus would have been untargetable. But you know what? Sometimes you just make a little mistakes here and there, bro. You're not really paying attention most of the time. Anyways, we are going to summon out the Nimble Beaver. We're going to use both these 2 cards to go into a Gigantic, and it looks like he's going to be a little greedy. From there, we're gonna get the Sprite Blue. We're gonna grab the Jet. Jet is then going to summon, grab the starter. And then from here, he's going to go into a IP. So now with IP being here, we're gonna activate starter. We're gonna get ourselves a Carrot. So this board is actually really, really good, in my opinion. He has a Negate, he has a Max C. And look at that, here comes Call by the Grave, which is going to actually be negated by the Carrot. So honestly, I don't know what this person could do. I don't think they really can win. They probably end up scooping here. I'm gonna be honest. They're gonna activate Foolish Burial. Oh, it is going to be the power of Branded. But it looks like that one little Desires being negated is GG's. I mean, honestly, they can't really add any cards to their hand because of the fact that they do have the power of Colossus on the field. So yeah, that's just GG's. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comment section below. I actually really enjoyed this deck. Hopefully you did too. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.